Hey, good morning, Mark Shepard, cowabunga.com. And I say good morning, I don't know when you're watching this, but it has been my practice now for a little over a month, I believe, of doing a video almost every day. And if I end up not posting the video every day, that doesn't mean I'm not doing it. I'm a little behind, but I've been doing videos almost every day, 6 days a week pretty much. And the whole point of that was to really practice following ideas, to practice the idea that an idea comes, and a lot of times we go, oh yeah, that would be nice, right? Or we have this great idea, yeah, someday I'm gonna. But one of the practices that I think separates people who are really living a peak performance life from people who are kind of living lives of quiet desperation is that when we make a decision to do something, we do it. So that's really, for me, what I wanted to just kind of touch upon a little bit. And I have a couple other ideas I want to talk about as well today. But really, it's what's important in your life and what's the follow through. Now there are things I haven't done, right? There are things I'm not doing right now because I'm doing this. So there's a choice, but the process that I want to share with you is I start each day from a place of quiet, from a place of reflection. As I eat my breakfast and drink my latte, I look out the window, I stop. Usually I read a little bit at breakfast, then I push the book away, and I push back from the table, and I just stop. And I feel the things that kind of I should be doing, right? That I should rush, get around, do dip, bop, boop, yeah. But then I push that aside, and I just kind of let there be a quiet space. And so much comes in for me that then I just get up and act on. And so really that's what this practice is. It's about that process of having those great ideas. And a lot of times people have great ideas in the shower, and it's kind of hard to write them down in the shower. But it's those ideas that drive your life, the things that when you get quiet, when you get out of your own way, when you begin to be present with what your true purpose is here in this lifetime, and then begin taking action towards that consistently and persistently and with an intensity and a joy, life becomes really rich and really juicy. And so even now, I can get really distracted. I have 12 other ideas I want to talk about in this video, but I'm going to wait. I'm going to maybe finish this one idea, then stop the video and do a couple more. But to trust that the shoulds are not always to be trusted. In fact, whenever I hear someone talk about shoulds, I hear self-judgment. I hear, really an old process that they're stuck in. Because, quote unquote, for 35 years now, I've been writing songs. And people would go, oh, you should get those out, right? And so for a while, I was like, oh, I should get these out. Get them out? What does that mean? Did the song serve its purpose when I wrote it? Yes. Bing, it served its purpose. There's no should there. Whether anybody hears it or not is actually immaterial because I honored the spirit of that song coming through. Now, would I love people to hear them? Yeah, that's great. But not at the cost of my soul, right? Not at the cost of the other creative forces that are coming through. So that, at one point I put my music aside and I started painting. And that was really helpful for me. And so I was able to honor that creative movement into my spirit, or however you want to describe it, in a different way. And I didn't stop writing songs, but it gave some relief to that pressure of, oh, you should get the songs out. No. Boom. Let the songs be where they are. There's 500 of them sitting in, 4 different notebooks. And I am steadily recording them. So I'm making progress on that. And whether they get out or not is not that important, right? For me. So now I'm kind of feeling this visual art urge coming in again. Got this urge to get a camera. And the resources became available. And I resisted a little bit, but then I went ahead and got a camera. So the next piece for me is, looking at the world with a photographer's eye, looking at the world and seeing the way the light plays off of things, looking at people and just noticing deeply their faces, their interactions, how they energetically interact with each other. And so the camera is kind of a tool to be able to explore that. And that's the creative mind. However, ultimately, we all have to pay our rent. We have to keep our car in working order. We have to pay our taxes and live in the real world. So there's a balance that has to be honored. If we just did what we totally wanted to do all the time, then perhaps the rest of our lives might fall apart. So there's a balancing act. There's discipline. There's being an adult. There's being an adult and yet honoring that creative force, that childlikeness that really just fills us with inspiration. So today, the whole point of this little monologue is to really honor yourself, to honor that still small voice that is calling you to do something with your life. It may not be spectacular, but it may be joyful. It may not be, you may not end up being famous for it, but it might actually make your life so just compellingly joyful that every day becomes, wow, I can't wait to see what happens today. That's what I wish for you. And really, the whole idea is that when you set out to do something, you don't have to do it slavishly. So at some point, if I am called to stop doing videos every day, I will. But at the moment, doing a video every day is now a habit. And it's a habit because one of the pieces that was missing for me was consistency. One of the pieces that was missing was the ability to have some kind of platform where I could tie everything together, where I could tie the music and the art and the spiritual work and the personal development work and the physical fitness work that I'm really passionate about. All of these different things, the relationship work, learning how to communicate with other people, building social intelligence, all of these things are fascinating to me. And I can't just focus on one. That's it. So this platform, these videos, it's not about self-discipline so much as it is about honoring a way to bring everything together. So I wish that for you today. Look at your life. What is the common thread that flows through, that weaves through all of your interests? What is that common thread? Where do you feel the most alive? Where do you feel the most complete? Where do you feel the most joy in your life? And then listen to it. Take some time, even if it's 5 minutes. Some people call it meditation. Some people call it focused intention. Some people call it daydreaming. Some people call it prayer. Some people call it wasting time. But you're not. You're not wasting time. Take a moment today. Reflect. Write down. Have a piece of paper ready. Write down what comes to you. And then take some small action towards it. That's it. Take some small action. And then do it again the next day. And then again the next day. And keep doing it. And notice your life become magical. All right? MarkShepard.com. Thank you so much for paying attention to this. And really, it's not about me. It's about how you and I can inspire each other and collaborate through this virtual medium called the internet or video, or even you might just be listening to this in audio, or you may be reading this at some point. But the point is, we are not alone. You are not alone. And this is a journey we can take together. So take some action today by stopping all the busyness. Just stop. You can count it out. Do it for 60 seconds and get quiet. Get a piece of paper. Write down what idea comes to you. It may be as simple as, I really would like to do the dishes. And while I'm doing the dishes, realize that having a clean kitchen feels good to me. And that's what I'm going to go do right now. I'm going to go do my dishes. Thanks for watching. Mark Shepard, cowabunga.com.